morning. We have an amazing 2 trainers today, and we're gonna have Elizabeth go first. So the elegant, amazing
awesome.
Elizabeth Viola, she is going to come up and share, because let me tell you, she's done 500,000 2 years in a row, you guys, and that deserves a round of applause. And so there's always been a correlation between how many stars you have and what unit club you do. So that means she's doing 50 stars on average. So don't you want to hear? We're going to talk about, by the way, how to get star consultants in our unit and consistent star consultants. So give it up for Elizabeth.
Okay. All right. So just in thinking through this, I just came up. So anyway, all right. So I think the first thing is clarification. You've got to know what you're looking for. You know, if you know you want to be 300 circle of achievement, then you know that you need 30 stars. So, you know, it's just that old thing that we already know, that if we don't have a goal and we're not working toward anything, then we're not going to accomplish what we thought we were wanting because we didn't have clarity. So the first thing is clarification. You have to have a clear focus on what you're wanting. You know, and Nancy said it a minute ago, you know, if you want to go to the party, you know you need 15 stars. So if that's, you know, all you want to think about and concentrate on right now, don't worry about, you know, June 30th. Don't worry about the 50 or the 30, you know, just focus on getting to the party, because once you get to one of those parties, especially that party, you won't ever want to miss it again. That is the best party. You know, the fun one is fun, but the elegant one is OMG. I mean, it just is. So you want to be at the party. So clarification is the first and foremost, because if we don't have a goal, then we're not going to hit anything. Okay, so honestly, and I would say 15 is your goal right now. Just straight up 15, even this quarter. All right, we'll talk more about that in a minute. So first one's clarification. Second one is connotation. Connotation is a craving to act purposefully. So once we have the goal, then we have to be very on purpose with working toward accomplishing that goal. And when you have connotation, you have the drive to say, I've got something, I'm going somewhere, and things change when I get there. I mean, it's very, very intentional. It's not, you know, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, no big deal. I didn't want it anyway. That's bull. We're leaders. We're directors. Don't lie to yourself. Don't let we cannot let ourselves off the hook with that kind of stuff. That's just minimal mind thinking, and that's not who we are as leaders. We just can't be there. And so with the conation or conation, however you want to pronounce it, what would y'all say is the most compelling force for developing conation, which is a craving to act purposefully? What would y'all say the most compelling force is? And think about your unit. Think about, so if you want 15 stars and you want to act purposefully in getting there, what do you think the most compelling drive is that's going to get you there?
Get reds.
Enthusiasm.
Get reds. That's what you're trying to get, and that's part of the process. Enthusiasm is a leadership quality that they're going to see as we're working toward it. So what's your compelling drive?
Each personal why.
Yeah, their reason.
Yeah, the love for your people. Y'all, if we don't love, Mary Kay used to say it all the time. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to love our people. You know, for us, it's, I want 15 stars because I want to be at the party. But we can't get there without them. So really, our goal, our getting to the party really has to be more about our relationship with them and how much we care about them than it does about us getting to the party. We have to love our people. And that's not something that we as women can fake. We can't fake love. You know, we may think we can, or we can do it for a half a minute, but we truly have to love our people. We have to know their why. That's where it's going to start with. When we know their why, then we can help love them in that. Because we are women and we're great with empathy. We're great at understanding. You know, if it's about their children and we're moms, we can get that. If it's about, you know, being in debt and struggling financially, most of us can get that. You know, but if we don't know their why and we don't have a love for them to go, oh my gosh, I really want to help her with that because I love her and I don't want to see another woman struggle financially. I don't want to see another woman not have the success of this company so that she can have more time with her kids. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And the scripture that supports that is 2 Corinthians 5:14. For the love of Christ compels us.
Good. 5:14.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah. And when we have conation, we learn to win when we want to quit. Because when you have love for other people, if you quit on them, then your love for them truly is not what you thought it was, tried to convince yourself was, led them to believe that it was, because at that point then it's really more about you and the fact that you didn't win the stupid party. You quit loving them because love will compel you to not quit. All right? All right, so clarification, conation. Number 3 is communication. This is huge, huge, huge. When the beginning of the quarter starts, I know we're at the end, but it's not too late. We'll talk about that. But fast forward come Monday morning, because this quarter ends Sunday. So fast forward Monday morning, immediately you need to be on the bandwagon and your Facebook and your email and your Voxer groups going, okay, people, it's a new quarter. A lot of communication. So just letting them know it's a new quarter. We think that they all know that. They don't have a clue. They're going to wake up Monday morning and go, oh, it's Monday. You're going to wake up Monday morning going, it's a new quarter! But we have to communicate with them. We cannot assume that they know that because the majority are not plugged in and they don't. How many people in your unit are truly working? Most of them don't know it's a new quarter. We have to tell them. We also have to have them pick a prize. That's part of your communication, is tell them right out the gate, it's day 1. I want you to pick your prize today. What are you going to start working toward today? Next part of the communication is, do you as a director offer any kind of party for your people that are stars? I have been doing that for years. Every quarter I have a party. This quarter is the biggest party that we do all year because it's the first quarter of the year. I want them set up for success. And so our party for the last 6 years, this quarter, has always been a weekend at the beach. I get a beach house. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it's all me. And I'm other director. But they get to come for the weekend and spend time with their girlfriends. And if they have to work, they can come late. I have people come in at midnight after late shifts of work. I have people that have to get up and leave at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work. I don't care. They don't care. They want the girlfriend time. So if they need to come and go, that's not a big deal. It's about be there as much of the weekend as you can. Because, y'all, it is, oh my word, it's amazing. We are raw, we are real. We are no makeup, we are a hot mess. We are, and it's so funny because every year I go into it going, we're just not going to talk about Mary Kay. We're going to talk about boys and, kids and whatever. But it's hilarious because we always end up around the table talking about Mary Kay. But we make pillowcases where they're putting their names on the pillowcases and goals, and it's just a bonding weekend. It's so fun. So if you're not doing a quarterly prize, I would encourage you to do a quarterly prize party.
What would you do if you're in 32 states?
I don't know. I have to think on that one. I'm good.
Because I got a lot of people that aren't local, but I do one here, and I usually have 2 or 3 local girls, and the rest are not, and I send them gift cards. So I send them a little gift card with a note, like a love note, congratulations on being a star, because they can't be at the party, but I do send them a gift card, and it's usually like a Starbucks gift card or a Target gift card, and I give them a choice of which one they want. Yeah,
That's great.
because it's just something they can use it at either place, and they get excited about getting that, even though they can't come to the
And I
party.
do that for my
That wouldn't get me
out-of-towners.
excited. Being
It
in
wouldn't
the
get
room,
you-
it wouldn't get me excited. Being in the room with everybody, I have
But
tried.
is it about what's going to get you excited or what's going to get her excited?
What's going to get them excited?
Ask her.
Yeah.
Ask
Yeah.
them. If you can't come and be at the party, what would get you excited?
Okay.
It may be something they might want, a necklace or something,
Yeah.
I've done that before too, like gotten a necklace with like a star on it and sent to my
And
hometown
oftentimes,
people.
whatever our party is, I'll send them a prize that kind of correlates with the party.
Mhm.
Like when we do the beach party weekend, I'll go to one of the shops out at the beach and I'll buy them a cute shell necklace or a shell ring or a picture frame with the beach, beach theme around it. So I'll send them a present that has to do with the party, and then sometimes I've done pictures and had a blank place for them to put their face in it, and I'll send them going, I wish you were here. You are here, but you're not here, but I wish, So, yeah. You were going to say something?
I was going to say my queen of sales wasn't local to me this year, so when we did our awards brunch, she can come. And I think it's in the presentation of her gift was beautifully wrapped, and I gave her sash that we would have had. So maybe even finding a sash or a ribbon or something that represents Star as well, and just putting all of those things and a love note. In a box and sending it to her that way, and then saying, I want to, call me when you get it, even being on the phone with her when she opens it. But she seemed just as stinking happy as being at any awards thing to get all of that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, they will go to their career conferences. Some of them that are here will go to Feel the Power.
Then you can do something special for them at
Yeah.
those events. They can
Yeah.
have a special time with you in their room. The other ones, may or may not get to come back, and it's up to you. But when you can get with them, you do something special with them. Gwen, did you have a thought too?
Yeah, I always work closely trying to find an adopted director.
Mhm.
And if you can team up with an adopted director and tell them I'll support you, whatever you do for her, and they include them in the celebration, they get two things.
Mhm.
And that's work for me.
Yeah, good. Okay, so with your communication, you're talking new quarter, you're talking pick your prize, you're talking what the party is, and you're talking this throughout the whole quarter. And then with communication throughout the course of the quarter, I am constantly telling my people where they are. Oh my gosh, Nina, you've got in 300. You need this much more this month to stay on track for Star. Oh my gosh, brand new month. Here's where you are. You've got 600 in. We've got to get your 600 in this month. Get 300 the first, I'm constantly, or my assistant, because I don't do that. My assistant is constantly communicating with them where they are and how far they need to go. And another one with communication is when Myra recruits Joanne and Joanne comes in qualified and Myra's only got 300 in, I'm going, Myra, Joanne's like ahead of you, because we love girlfriend competition, but also the recruiter doesn't ever want to be outdone by her recruit, so not only is Joanne ahead of you, but girlfriend, when you finish your Star, she's going to bump you up to the next level. So that too is communication that we think they already know, but they don't.
Right.
Oftentimes they don't even know what their person's doing, but they don't even think about the fact that, and call it whatever, but I plant the seed that she's ahead of her. Because they don't think that. They go, I'm a new qualified recruit! And I'm going, yeah, you ain't done the darn thing. What's wrong with you? Come on. Communicate. Do it in fun and do it in love.
Right.
We go, girlfriend, we have to lead by example. You just recruited her. You've got to lead by example. So a lot of communication. So that's the third one. The next, number 4 is application. Of course, faces, parties, work smarter, not harder, parties. And then another thing with application is give them the track to run on with application. Give them ideas of how to do it. My communication with my people right now, as far as the application is, girl, if you've only got 1,000 in and you still need 800, don't think you can't do this. You only need 800. Here's what you can do. Can you find 10 hostesses that can sell X amount of dollars to help get you there? And break it down. The average silent hostess brings in what? Let's just say $200. How many hostesses would it take to get you to 800? 4? Y'all, when you break it down like that, Mary Kay used to say all the time, we can eat an elephant one bite at a time. When we look at the elephant, it's huge. When you look at $800, I need $800 in 6 days. Are you kidding me? There's no way. But when you go, girl, that's 4 hostesses, each bringing you $200. And I love you, but just be willing to give up your profit this week and throw it toward getting your goal accomplished. And then next month you can take your profit, or next week you can take your profit, or double it. Find 8 hostesses to get you $200, and then you can take your profit. Do whatever you got to do to get your goal done, because this is the first quarter of the seminar year. You cannot miss this quarter, and that's communication. You cannot miss being a star this quarter. You know, we have to put that sense of urgency in them because they aren't going to naturally have it. So giving them the idea of the silent hostesses, giving them an idea of finding one product that you absolutely love that's at a really good price point, that sells easily. It can be the new little mask thingies. Those are so crazy awesome. Pre-sell those. Tell those to everybody. You know, how much do those sell for?
25.
25. So 25 goes into 800 how many times? It's probably not that many.
16, right? No.
16. Really?
4, 8, 32.
Who's got a calculator? I don't do math in my head. I'm a hot mess.
Just in a
32.
series.
32.
32. Who doesn't know 32 people
Yeah.
that would spend $25 for those adorable masks? If they don't want it for themselves, buy it for a Christmas gift. That's one less Christmas gift. You'll have to buy it later.
You can do that
32
24,
people.
24, 24.
Yeah, or do a 24 for 24. You know, just give your people ideas of how they can get this done very simply. Yeah, but I love to take one product and just sell 16 of them, 32 of them, whatever you got to do. That's easy. You know, eye makeup remover and mascara. Who does not wear mascara? There's not many women on the planet that don't wear mascara, and they need a good product to take it off. We have the #1 eye makeup remover in the world. So sell that as a package deal. That's $30. How many $30 do you need to get to $800 to finish your? So give them. Application is not only, you know, just telling them do faces, do parties, but it's giving them what to do if they, you know, if they're like, well, I can't get those done this week. I've got work every day. I've got ball games every night. I can't do that. But you can do silent hostesses. You can take one product, blast it to everybody you know through text messages, private Facebook messages, and get it done. Okay, so that's an idea of application. The next one is evaluation. And this is a conversation that we're having with our people. You know, what are we telling ourselves? What are they telling themselves? The brain is like a tape recorder. I don't know if we've ever really thought about it, but the brain is a tape recorder. And it hits all of our senses, taste, feel, smell, sound. It hits everything. And if you're going, well, you know, how does smell, you know, how is that brain recorded? If I said to you, can you, like right now, just imagine I'm holding a bundle of roses and I'm just smelling the aroma of the roses. Can y'all smell the aroma of the roses? Our brain has tape recorded at some point in our life. We smelled roses, so we know what they smell like, even though there's not a rose in the building. Okay? So what are we telling ourselves? And I could go into I do a lot of training on mind stuff because I think that's the biggest thing that cripples everybody from getting what they want in life in general, especially in a business. So, you know, what are they telling themselves from the past? Are they saying, well, I've never been a star before, so why do I think I could do it again? You know, I spent all that money that quarter I came in, I haven't even sold it, so why would I spend money again to do star? You know, what if I order all that product and then I can't sell it? What are they telling themselves? Because their mind is a tape recorder, so they may have some baggage from the past. You know, or is it too big of a goal, so I'll never get it done? I've never done it before, so why do I think I can now? There's not enough time. I'll try it next quarter. You know, my favorite prize, pick a prize. I don't even like the prizes. They're stupid. Seriously? Romans 12:2 says, let God transform you into a new person by changing what you think. If you want to be a star consultant this quarter, you have to erase the tape recording of the past and start thinking a new way, a new mindset, a new goal, a new you as a businesswoman.
What was that again?
Romans 12:2. Let God transform you into a new person by changing how you think. And how does he do that? When we pray, number 1, please heal my memories, God. Erase those from my brain. Number 2, fill your mind with God's word. I'm valuable, I'm capable, I'm qualified, whatever. And number 3, believe the truth about ourselves. We know that we are fearfully, wonderfully made. We know the plans God has for us to prosper us, give us a hope, give us a future, give us success. So that's how that transformation starts. Self-esteem is largely determined by what we think, and the most important person and what the most important person in your life thinks about you. Did y'all know that? Our self-esteem is determined by what we think, and oftentimes by what we think the most important person in our life thinks about us. So if Christ is not the most important person in our life, and we're not looking at what he thinks about us and qualifying our self-esteem on that, then we are missing everything. We can't look at what somebody else thinks about us and have a good self-esteem and good belief in what our capabilities are. We have to know what he thinks about us. So the next one is confrontation. Sometimes that is an in-your-face type conversation with your people. Do I have permission to hold you accountable for what you're telling me you're going to do?
Yes.
And they usually will say yes. And then the question is, what can that look like, Myra? If you really want me to hold you accountable, you're giving me permission. What can that look like? I mean, can I be real and raw with you? If you tell me you're going to get up tomorrow and go do this, and I know you don't get up and go tomorrow and go do this, can I call you out on it? What does that conversation look like? So confrontation is not a bad thing. We see that as a negative, but it helps people be accountable, and accountability is a really good thing. And then that confrontation is how often, how much, what can that look like? Do I have permission to go, really? Really? Are you really going to sit there and tell me that you are good? So that's the confrontation part. And then the last one is celebration. Nancy alluded to it. It has to be constant through the course of the quarter. Through the next 6 days, there has to be tons of celebration with the people that already are stars. Every order that goes in, oh my gosh, Myra just placed another $200 order. She is so close to finishing up her star. Tons of celebration. Through email, through Facebook, oh my gosh, Myra just finished, she's going to the party. Tons of celebration, she's joining, the party with Nina and Joanne and, everybody else. So just tons of celebration through the course of the whole quarter. Of course, right now we're in the last 6 days. So through the next 6 days, there's all of your conversation this week is about stars and finishing this week with all of that. Okay? Y'all got it?
Yes.
All right.
That was so good. I'm like writing really fast. I'm like, oh, that was so good. So does anyone want to affirm Elizabeth before Kathy comes up?
I
Something?
can,
Yes.
because accountability. When I was going through director and qualifications, she says, can I call or hold you accountable?
Mm-hmm.
By golly, I kind of just like, she's not my friend no more.
That's true.
And we had many conversations like that, but she pushed me because she knew what my goal was. She knew what I wanted
Right.
to do, and she was not
And she knew you could do it.
absolutely.
Tough love.
And
Tough
she knew
love.
I loved her.
Yes.
Because she always said that. I know you probably don't love me right now.
When you cross that finish line, I'll be the first shoulder in the crowd.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
It was
right.
amazing.
Awesome. Thank you, Elizabeth. So we're going to hear from
Thank you so much.
the Cadillac to be director, charismatic, awesome, Circle of Achievement Sales Director, Kathy Higginson. Give it up for Kathy.
So, true transparency. Nancy said, "Oh, will you teach Reds?" I said, "Oh, I'll teach Reds." And then she said, "Oh, never mind. Will you teach directors?" And I sent her back the emoji. I'm like, and she said, "Does that mean you won't?" And I said, "Well, I don't know if they want me to, but so just being transparent, because honestly, I'm sitting here and anything I have to say, I'm just reminding you of what you already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that is all. So, you guys are I learn from you every time I'm with you. So,
Well,
you
we
make
learn
me,
from you.
well, thank you. Well, it makes me
Two-way
nervous,
street.
but I can be strong.
A sisterhood,
You got this.
You got this.
Okay, so first of all, and if any of this sounds kindergarten, you know, we have to remember this for as new directors are coming up, because I'm on a weekly conference call. Our national retired this past year, and all of us sister directors still have our call. And so I said just this last Monday morning, I said, you know, first of all, are you a star yourself? And I know that sounds kindergarten, but again, I've heard nationals debut, and they were like, I was not a consistent star. One woman like was crying, saying, I look back and like I'm ashamed how many stars or quarters that I was not personally a star. So I think when we are authentically consistent stars, that then we can authentically tell our people how we did it and how we are doing it. I think that's super important. And then the bonus, you guys, when you're a star and you have 4 stars, you get a $300 bonus. And again, what made me, I said that on the call, reminding everybody, and one of the girls, she's been a director for a year, she goes, you do? She goes, I didn't know that. You know, so I mean, that's money on the table, and that actually went away for a while, and they brought it back because they saw that it was detrimental, that they weren't compensating us for that. So you plus 4, just 4 other stars, that's a $300 bonus. So that's something to focus on. You know, the party is great and all of that, but still, that's a milestone. So you have to be a star, and then at least 4 others for 5 stars total. Okay, so just like Elizabeth said, focusing on it. So the smartest thing you can do right now is and always is be familiar with that report of who's on target. That would be a great action item to go home and even look at who's on target. And I think if they're even, you know, 1,000 away on this quarter, they're on target. And I'm going to give you kind of a math equation for that. So go look and then teach them, because they don't look at those reports, teach them where to look and how to, not that we don't tell them where they're at, but teach them how to look at that, and then they're going to be getting you and looking at it themselves. So so I'm going to give you just a really simple, okay, so that's where you're going to find your stars. Also, obviously, new people that could possibly start as stars as well. But here's my math equation. You guys know I'm a domestic violence survivor, and I was a single mom for a couple of years, and I literally overnight went from 2 incomes to 1 income overnight. And so I had my mortgage payment. And so even though I was a car driving sales director at that time, I was maybe like on my 3rd or 4th car, I was like, I want to make my house payment out of my sales so that I knew I could make my other bills too. So I came up with, it was a download from God. It's really simple, but I took that profit goal of my house payment, and I times it times 2.5, and that gave me my retail sales goal. And I'm sharing this with you because this is how I work with my people. So it was $3,500 in retail sales that I personally needed to do to make sure that I could pay for my house payment out of my profits. Okay, so $3,500 sounds really big, but I said I just need to sell $100 35 times, and 60-40 my money as I go through it, and then I'll have my money to order and I'll have my profit money. And so I literally would take a piece of paper, just, you know, I didn't need a cute tracking sheet. I would just take a piece of paper and I would write at the top, sell $100 35 times. And then on the left margin, I would write 1 through 35. And then I would just, because we always hear this business isn't magical, it's mathematical. And for me, this took all the emotion totally out of it, and I just went to work filling in the lines. And so, I'm an IS, which basically means I have a split personality disorder, but I'm not a detail person is my point, but I've taught myself I have to force myself on the details, and that's how you progress. So 1 through 35, and so literally if I sold an eyeliner, I'd write $12. So this is line 1, and I sold a day cream, $32, and I just kept writing it until that line equaled 100. So then let's say I sold a repair set, that's line 2 and 3. Let's say I sold a miracle set, that's line 4. And then even if I went back to, okay, an eye makeup remover. And again, there was something about that just, instead of going, I need to sell $3,500 and I just sold an eyeliner, who cares? It was like, okay, good, I'm that much closer, I'm that much closer, I'm that much closer. And so going back to your people, that's where the star consultant thing, if you look on your reports, see everybody that's around 1,000 or more to go for this quarter. Now they can do this two different ways. They can either have a financial goal with their profits, or if they need to build their inventory, you can coach them just to invest all their sales into finishing their star, and then once that new quarter rolls over, they can start 60-40ing their money. So again, it goes back to those private conversations that they know I care about, that they're making money or that they're building their inventory so they can make money, and then I'm giving them the strategy on how to do it. So if they need 1,000, of course you need to think about sales tax and stuff, so they really need to sell 1,200, so it's $100 12 times. So then you you teach them how to write it on the piece of paper, and then you say, would this benefit you to build your inventory? And then as soon as that new quarter starts, you're going to be able to 60-40. So what would be your financial goal ultimately? Right now, cash Christmas for your family is a great one. How much profit do you want to set aside so you have a cash Christmas for your family, or a vacation, or do you want to travel at Christmas time, or whatever? Do you want to buy a new couch? I love coaching any woman, but young women. I'm like, girl, start putting your profits aside for a down payment and to own your own house, or whatever it is, amount in savings, an extra amount they want to put towards a bill to get out of debt and do the Dave Ramsey snowball. But that is like, again, oh, you can earn a prize and blah, blah. No, this is like, the prize is I'm showing you how to make money with your business. And so again, if their inventory is already good, then you just do whatever it is times 2.5, and then that's the goal. But that takes that bigger goal. You see $1,000. Oh my gosh! But you sell $100 10 times, and then you say to them, "How have you ever sold $100?" Well, a facial, a reorder. I bet all of them still have preferred customer follow-up to still do. And now they've got the benefit of last month's book and this month's book. I mean, that's just dialing for dollars, just checking in with people. The silent hostesses is great. Where do you know, like, clusters of women that work where you've got one main customer that works in a dentist office or a doctor's office, where you could go drop off a goodie basket full of samples and books and sales tickets and show her how to collect the money. And man, if you had 5 or 10 of those around, and even each of those was $100 or $200 in sales, there's your 1,000 right there. But it takes individual conversations. It can't just be, we can't rely on even texting with people or voxing with people. These are like, hey, when do you have a good 15 minutes for focused conversation? So then, and I always do this too, I help them strategize, because I don't want them to like put in an order and be at like 1,600 wholesale at the end of the, you know what I'm saying? So I say, let's run across the finish line, but let's strategize. Let's be in communication on the 15th, because if for some reason it doesn't come together, I want you to start next quarter strong. And again, that in my opinion, that is not holding them back. That is showing I'm helping you strategize what's best for you and your situation. You know what I'm saying? I would rather, and many times I've fallen short of that bonus, but I authentically cared more about her starting strong in the new quarter, and it always comes back to us when we do things that way. Okay, so this quarter, again, this is the time to remind them about how important it is to be a star this quarter, because this is the only way you can be an all-star all year and earn those bags. So a lot of times I'll pull up In Touch on my phone and just screenshot that thing about the bags and everything, and then I text it to them and say, this is your opportunity. I hate that they're not Kate Spade, but maybe the ones that are, maybe it's something fabulous that I just need to learn how great it is. I don't know the bags this quick. I'm sorry.
Ted Baker.
Is he really great? Okay, I don't.
They're cute.
Okay, I mean they're beautiful bags. I'm sorry, that was just very.
The thing is, they're pink.
They're pink.
They're
Good.
pink.
They're pink. But I just love Kate Spade. Rest her soul. Okay, so I do want to talk about. Okay, let me say this, because the ones that have product on hand, there's. I said, Elizabeth had scripture. There's the scripture of the woman that was in great need, and it was either Elijah or Elisha, said to her, what do you already have in your hands? So what do they already have that they could quickly move, that they could send in their customer group, that they could text people, that they could do buy one, get one free? Do they have, limited edition things that are just sitting there collecting dust? So you have that conversation, and, well, I'm all stocked up. Oh, great, you're all stocked up. Good, let's turn that into liquid cash, honey, and put some profit in your pocket and get you some of the new stuff and get you rolling. So if they do have product on hand, you give them ideas on how to move that. I've had women that work other jobs, and I tell them that, and I just throw that stuff in a basket, and we talk about what it is so that they're not cutting themselves short, but put everything in the basket's $9 or whatever, and they take it to their workplace, and they're like, oh my gosh, I have $300, and that was stuff that was just sitting on my shelf. Or every reorder, every facial, every party, like, get that stuff off your shelf in a basket and turn it into liquid cash. Okay, mindset is everything, and I want to talk about that as well. And something that has just been huge for my unit is, and we could all teach a class on this, on affirmations and listening to positive things. But what I have found is over the years, when personally for me, I didn't realize, but things had disappointed me, people had hurt me, and I, about a year ago, had really gotten into a negative place about myself and my circumstance. I mean, I was grateful, all that, blah, blah, disclaimer. But I was introduced to Terry Foy, which, and Ed Milet. And here's the thing for me. I know some people say we shouldn't be listening to anything but Mary Kay. But for me personally, sometimes when I listen to Mary Kay speakers, it causes me to compare, regret, and so for me, I love hearing something that helps my mindset, that doesn't create those emotions. Does that make sense? So if you guys want some resources, I can send it to you. I have soft-spoken people. I have powerful people. I don't know. There's something about a powerful woman voice that I say, don't tell me what to do. I mean, but when a man yells at me, I can handle it. I don't know what that is. And so I love, like, Terry's, because I feel like I'm being coached by a coach instead of bossed by a harsh woman. I have mother issues. So that's what it is. But then I also have like Terry Foy is soft spoken, so I can listen to her at night and it doesn't get me hyper. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I started feeding my mind and then sharing it with my people. And Terry Foy has this great affirmation thing that I'll share with you guys again. But I recorded, and again, I've been in Mary Kay almost 25 years. We learn this as new consultants, but we forget to do what we knew to do. And so we say, no, nobody wants to be a star. Who cares? Good for her. You know what I mean? And nobody's listening to me anyway. But I mean, we do that. And so we've got to rewire those neural pathways, you guys. It is so powerful. It's science is now confirming what the Bible already told us, but I mean, our brains are like a computer, and what we're telling ourselves, it's gonna come back out. So I cannot, so for yourself do that, but then I'm constantly, the more that I have shared mindset stuff with my people, my unit is doing better and better and better, because by the person you're becoming is what attracts it. People want to do business with you. I'm telling you, it's a thing. It's for real. It's so true. Give them ideas, and that was, we all know, yes, faces and parties, but that is not, you got to think outside the box for people. That is not practical for everybody, and so again, we have to meet them right where they're at, and be okay with if that's not how they can do business. But I will say, if you do either have a studio or a home setup where a lot of times whatever their reason is, aren't out there holding facials and parties, but if you once or twice a week can have a setup in your home or your studio where they can bring guests. I have had, again, $300 sales for consultants that I know they would have never gone and did a facial on those people. But so we went back to Super Saturdays, which I know you talked about a long time ago. 2 or 3 Saturdays a month at noon. Sometimes that's a really good time slot. And I coach them. I'm like, this is not makeover by committee. You can watch and listen and take notes, but we're not all gonna chip in, you know. This is you learning, not you talking. You can't learn and talk at the same time, you know. And so, I put the do's and don'ts. Don't bring children. This isn't, but have at least, I think, one time slot a week where they can bring people, where you have all your, they don't have to pay. I bring all my stuff. I mean, I have stuff till Jesus comes back. And when I'm not trying to enable, but man, when they come to a couple of those, next thing you know, they caught it. They go, I see what you did. That wasn't that hard. And then they're off and doing it. So, and then that's a time slot that you can invite your own people to. So it's a win. Everybody's working at the same time. So I think that's it. The most important thing is, and then in the new quarter, you want the elephant of an all-star, and then a star, and then that B jewelry is so brilliant, and that gives us a reason to be in communication with them. But again, to me, it's never about how much you have to order. It's how much profit would you be so excited to have in your pocket by the end of the month. What would you need it for? Write it down and keep it in front of you, and then you reverse engineer the goal for them. And again, then they know you're in their best interest and not just looking for people to place order. And I'm so simple. I've like the parties and stuff like that. I need to get better at that. And then also reminding them that the benefits of being a star. You do get referrals from the company. You get more hits on your website. But again, whatever you recognize is what you will. If you constantly recognize and keep it in front of people, they will start to catch on. So.
Before you sit down,
yes.
What was the name of the powerful man speaker?
Ed Milet.
Thank you.
And sometimes he does swear, y'all, but I mean, I can appreciate a good cuss word. Ed Milet, Mylett, and sometimes he did.
And the female?
Terry is Terri, Savelle, Savelle, Foy, Foy. Now these are two polar opposites, y'all. But again, I'm an IS, so you're gonna go, oh, totally understand why. But Ed Milet coaches.
And are these podcasts?
They're you can find them on YouTube. You can find them on podcasts. You can find them on social media, and that's and so you're just getting a constant inundation of but if you will, if I can read my affirmations real quick. Do I have a second to do that?
You have about 3 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And it's so funny because Ed Milet. Oh, another one I found recently is Jenna Kutcher. And she's a self-made millionaire, and
Kutcher,
Kutcher, and she has great stuff about how to manage your finances and stuff as an entrepreneur. She worked full-time at Target and bought a $500 camera, and she is now a self-made millionaire. And so I love, Tony Robbins and many other people, they say success leaves clues. So when people are successful, you say, well, I love to hear the behind, how did they do that? And how do they manage their finances? How do they deal with people? And so I like to just listen and study their brain. This Terry Savelle Foy affirmation, just to give you an example. And so what I did about a year ago, I recorded myself like we learned as new consultants to do 25 years ago. But I recorded myself on my phone saying this, and then also adding my goals. So like with the cruise, I kept saying I finished the cruise, I keep saying before the deadline, because can we just do it a day before, please, Lord? You know what I mean? So we need to pull like 29,000 more by the end of this month to finish our Cadillac, but my unit size is 180. So I feel like we can really do it. So at this, and I go on the cruise September 30th. Can you imagine going on the cruise as a new Cadillac?
Yes.
So that's what I'm working on. And then I've got a girl who's going to go into DIQ October 1st. She missed it by 1, but it's all good. And then my Naomi's doing really good. Okay, so, and I'll post this, but record yourself saying this and then listen to it every morning and every night. And then, but also add with whatever your goal, your short-term goal this month and beyond. Okay, listen, I am highly favored of God. I am valuable, qualified, forgiven, and loved. I am confident and courageous. I have extraordinary opportunities given to me. I attract God-inspired ideas that produce great wealth. I am enjoying a debt-free life. I have a prosperous mindset, and I'm blessed to be a blessing. I have the generous nature of God. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I have the grace to embrace every season of life. I am in the best shape of my life. I am fit, firm, and muscular. I am healthy and full of energy. I mean, how often do we walk around, I'm tired, you know? No, I'm healthy and full of energy. I am disciplined, spirit, soul, and body. I have the wisdom of God to make the best decisions. I live with passion and purpose. I know that all things are working together for my good. I'm fulfilling my life assignment down to the last detail, and that's when I'll say I'll be becoming the sales director of a Cadillac unit on September 29th and becoming a national sales director. Father, according to your word, I declare whatever I ask for in prayer, I believe that I've received it, and it will be mine. Mark 11:24. So shall your word be that goes forth out of your mouth. It shall not return unto you void, but it shall accomplish that which you please. Isaiah 55:11. My God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that I ask or think, according to the power that works in me. Ephesians 3:20. And the last one, I call those things that are not as though they already are, and I thank you for it in Jesus' name. Amen. Romans 4:17. Imagine listening to that, your own voice, every morning and every night. And we've been doing this for a year. I mean, I'm not faithful and my unit, that's what they need is the mindset stuff too. I don't know if you care. So hopefully it helps.
Oh my gosh.
Share that on the
Yes.
please. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, give it up for Kathy.
Wow.